Yeah.
Hello, everybody. My name's Markiplier.
Stop. Okay. So, uh, yeah, I guess I'll just start. I'm sure we'll come up with an intro at some point.
Yes.
But at this point,
Hello, people of YouTube.
and
It's
maybe.
me. Well, actually, you should. It's your channel. You go first.
Okay. So, this is where we do art, and maybe some other things at some point, but for now, it's just art.
Pretty freaking sweet. What are we doing today, anyway? What are we drawing? Well, what have we drawn? Past tense.
Well, I thought that it was a great idea, since everyone's doing Spidersonas, to also do that because I love hopping on trends. Don't you?
Yup, bandwagons are cool and should be appreciated.
Every single time, no matter what. So we each did one of them.
Yes.
I struggled with mine a little bit. I think I started doing a character sheet and then I stopped doing one and then I did something else.
Yeah.
But anyway, you'll see it. You'll see it.
Yep, alright. I'm very excited, actually.
All right. So I am playing it right now. So I decided to just do like a little self-portrait of me. Oh, by the
Mm-hmm.
way, I did dye my hair back to its natural brown color, so
Okay.
that's what I drew it as here as well.
Yep. I'll assume that white is brown.
Yep. I mean, it will be brown at some point. So I made it too big for the canvas, as I obviously do. I gave my Spidersona a hat because I didn't want her to be bald,
Yeah.
and I made her really tall because so I looked it up. I googled do can spiders elongate their limbs, and
Oh,
the answer was yes. So I was like, oh, I should do that. That would be fun because
oh yeah, they're tall and gangly,
yeah.
like daddy long legs.
Yes, that was actually the spider that I was inspired by, which is why
All
I asked
right.
that question in the first place.
It's
um,
weird to me that they're the deadliest spiders in the world,
but they're
but
just
their fangs are just too soft to bite into a human.
yeah. I gave her a scythe as well. She doesn't end up keeping it because I think it ruined the composition of the thing I was doing.
Mm. It's pretty hard to swing around with a scythe.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, I didn't end up loving the art style that I went with for the character sheet,
Mm.
so I think I changed it to something more simple in the final one that I did. I also
Okay.
stopped recording at some point and then forgot to record something.
Uh, so this is a compilation.
I guess, yeah, I would like, I'd stop recording to go do something, but I think once or twice I forgot to hit re-record, but I noticed it so that not a lot of time had passed, luckily.
Mm.
And the clothes that the Spidersona is wearing, that's actually from a sewing pattern that I have
Oh,
of this
okay.
like cape coat type thing.
Yeah.
I haven't made the sewing pattern. It's still like on my desk. I haven't even opened it yet.
Uh,
I've had it for several years, and I'm like, oh, I should make that. This is like when I had a sewing phase a few years ago.
yeah. Well,
And
it's a personal touch.
yeah, it's like something that I would wear if I had it.
Yeah.
So and there's me trying to draw clothing and fabric.
It's already more detailed than mine. All the individual folds and whatever.
Yeah, well, you could also see me avoiding drawing hands.
Yep.
I think I do end up drawing the hands, and I got the color palette from like another piece. Oh, there it is.
Yep.
Because I have like a default color palette that I draw my self portraits in, so I just
Yeah.
color picked from that. Yeah, those are the hands that I didn't draw. I do
Your
draw.
big crab claws.
I do draw hands in the other one. I
Fair
also
enough.
I also don't know what this color palette is. I was just like I want it to be dark,
Yeah, you want it to be creepy or like cool.
creepy. Yeah.
Okay.
So and this is the final piece that I ended up going with, which
Okay.
is an actual
How do you
Spider-Man cover.
Wow, okay.
which I
How do you
referenced.
draw that far out? I had to constantly zoom in. Mine,
Oh,
yeah,
it's a skill that I've learned. I think a few years ago when I would draw, I would always zoom in, but I've learned that I have to like, in order to get the composition correctly, I have to zoom out first. There it
okay.
is. There's the cover that I was doing.
Hey, Amazing Spider-Man 50.
Yep. And
Very iconic.
I was looking at covers of that on like eBay. They're like $300 for the cheapest ones.
Yeah, then, well, yeah, because it's one of the more iconic ones. It's old too.
Yeah. So I had to put that next to it because I was like, I don't know how to draw a person walking apparently. I call myself an artist and I don't know how to draw a full body of somebody taking a step.
Yep.
Oh, and I started inking it and I colored it in a very particular way, which you'll see in a moment when I get to it. Um, if I remember correctly, I also did a lot of finer details on the little character in the middle,
Mm.
which is really funny when you see how I colored it because you can't see any of it.
Uh,
Because it's a habit of mine to draw eyebrows as individual hairs, because that's just what I do.
yep.
But
I
you
usually
can't.
draw them as a big black triangle with like a little crease on the end.
Yeah.
This looks pretty good so far, though.
Yeah, and there's me doing like a sketch. I think there's the folds again that I couldn't draw.
Yep.
Um, yeah, I think this is like an outfit that I would normally wear anyways. Like,
Yeah, your alter ego Peter Parker sort of look,
yeah.
except you're abandoning your Spider-Man, I guess, what do you call it?
I don't know.
Persona? Secret identity? You're leaving
Yeah,
it behind in this cover?
I guess. Or alternatively, it could be an origin story cover.
Oh.
Yeah. And I think I copied and pasted the arms because I wanted to get the hands right, which is also hilarious because I end up changing the hands.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, that orientation of that hand does not look correct. See, there's the eyebrow hairs.
Yep.
I was like, this hand doesn't look correct, so even though I copied and pasted it specifically for that purpose, I erase it later.
Okay. I was gonna say it kind of shocked me when I saw it cloned to the other side.
Yeah. So I was
Very.
like, that hand doesn't look correct. So I do change that. I tried really hard with the skirt as well.
Yep.
I think for the hand, I took pictures of my own hand and tried to reference it, and I ended up with this, which is all right. It's not the best hand I've drawn, but it's also not
You're
the worst.
Well, you could say that you're power walking.
True.
You just hold your hands out like that.
I mean, I power walk anyway because I'm short. Whenever
So
I'm
short people walk faster.
Well, whenever I'm walking with somebody who's around my height, they always say that I'm walking too fast.
Oh.
Um, so I brought this
Oh.
into the True Grit texture supply because I have a bunch of their brushes. This is
Yeah.
their like craft tone paper texture pack,
Yeah.
and they're in individual Photoshop files with the layers already in order. So you have to like put the special colored dots on the layers accordingly. Otherwise, it just doesn't
Yeah.
look correct. So that's what I'm doing here. I usually
Okay.
start with cyan and magenta and then go to yellow and black. And it's so interesting because you zoom in and it's all of these colors, and then you zoom out and the colors like super muted.
Yeah. No, I think that it works because it's like an old comic cover. Uh, they weren't like the color. You can get away with a lot because back then, obviously, their printing wasn't as precise,
Yeah,
and sometimes they would misprint.
yeah, I
So,
think
like, you
that's
can
what this
get away
was.
with a lot and stylize it too, even if it's not perfect.
Yeah,
But this looks really good.
yeah. I couldn't decide what color the ground was supposed to be. And I was like, I should put some shadows in. So that's what I did for the bottom. And then for the top, I put in these vertical lines, which I've,
Whoa.
yeah. And then I was
So
like,
almost,
there should be depth. So,
yeah. Well, it's already more effort than mine because my Spider-Man is currently swinging in like a great white abyss.
oh,
Yeah. I have no background. It's just blank, but I wasn't that lazy, okay? At least my character looks good.
hey, that's all I could ask for.
Ooh, shading.
I did also name the Spidersona as well, which you'll
Oh
see
yeah.
at some point when I
Okay.
put text on the screen.
Yeah.
I decided to make the ground the same
Ooh.
red color as the eyes and the hat,
Yep, that works.
because I was like, there needs to be a bit more red, and putting it down here kind of balances it out, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I downloaded a font from Adobe Creative Cloud. This is what it's
Yep.
called. This is
The Harvester.
because apparently I think it's another spider that's like similar to a daddy long legs called Harvestman.
Okay. I've never heard of that.
I think it's an American thing, that's why. And I played around with a 3D layer, and I went through all of the 3D presets before going back to the first one.
Oh, that looks so good with another like black text behind it.
Yeah. And
Oh, the
Calvin pointed
webs.
Calvin pointed out that it's a spider thing, so you should probably put some webs to indicate that. And I'm like,
Yes.
you're right,
Good
probably.
call, Calvin.
And so I made the text the red as well because I
Oh,
wanted
she has the panning shot, the glamour shot.
it. Look at my art. Look at what I did.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Yeah,
I'd say quite epic.
that's what I did. I think
That's so cool.
it's pretty cool.
I love the pulp comic feel.
Yeah.
There's so much creativity.
I love vintage stuff, so I thought that was really fitting.
Yep. Yeah, I've got a reprint of Amazing Fantasy 15 at home, which is like Spider-Man's first outing on a comic book.
Oh.
It's like his very first, like, sort of like origin. So when he gets bitten and his uncle gets shot, I've got a reprint of that, and it is my pride and joy.
How much did that cost you?
Like $10 at the comic store, because it's
Oh,
a
okay.
reprint, not an
Oh,
original.
it's a reprint. That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
True. Well, let's see your one now. I'll end my
Yes.
screen.
Now watch me flounder as I try to explain this drawing.
I think I was like, okay, I need to have something.
Look at this. It's a bird. Look at this. It's a web.
This is called a sketch.
Okay. When I was drawing with OBS recording my screen, I felt so nervous. I felt like someone was constantly watching me work.
Yeah, well, that's why
I've never recorded it before.
that's why I kept on like pausing because I'm like, you're just gonna see these like big chunks of nothing.
Oh, look how many unsaved pictures I have up there. It's so
Amazing.
beautiful. As soon as Clip Studio dies, if my computer has to update, they just all get deleted
Maybe
and
you
then
should-
restored.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'll play.
Yeah, so
I'll play
first
yours.
off, sorry you don't get to see the sketch phase. That's because
That's okay.
you said we could try some of the concepts off screen or whatever.
Yeah, that's
Like
fine.
didn't have to record them. So I got too attached to one particular pose and I really didn't want to have to redraw it. So
That's
I
fine.
yeah, you'll get to see everything else.
Okie dokie. Well, I'll play
Here we
that
go.
right now.
Mm. Yes, so this is my rough drawing phase, so pardon the messy lines, because I'll go over them later. So,
Is it a
uh,
sandwich?
yeah, yeah. So I wanted my Spidersona, I guess my spider character to reflect me, I guess, and
Yeah.
how I would have I think Peter Parker has good time management. Don't quote me on that, because he's pretty bad at getting to his girlfriend's dates. But other than that, he's
Everything
pretty
else though.
good. Yeah, he's pretty good at stopping crime basically everywhere. Um, but I think if I was Spider-Man, I would just have terrible time management. So, you know, I have my jacket on. I'm swinging out through the window with a sandwich in my mouth. I'm webbing my phone up in the other hand, and just I'm sort of flailing about in the air. I think I would probably be the most embarrassing superhero. I'm glad I'm not a superhero because I would fail probably.
Mm.
But yeah, this is my Spider-Man. Very cool.
Very cool.
Editor, do a time lapse so you don't have to hear me go for 6 minutes.
I think I like came up with lore for my Spidersona.
All right.
Like,
Uh,
cause she's so tall, I imagine that she's like really scary. But the first time she went out as the harvester, she had a really bad cold, so she had to like whisper the entire time. So people got scared of her because all she did was whisper.
yep. So I just find it funny. This is just a thing whenever I draw a self-portrait. I never draw myself with a full beard, even though I have one, because uh, every time I draw myself with a beard, I look like a 30-year-old man, and I don't want to look like that, so I just give myself a few straggly hairs to make myself look a little bit more decently younger.
Yeah, it is kind of difficult to draw somebody who is young who has a full beard.
Yeah. So, do you have a favorite Spider-Man? It doesn't have to be movies, it can be comics as well.
I'm not really familiar with a lot of the comics, so I'm not entirely sure, actually.
Or then,
I do like the ones from the PS4
oh
games.
yeah, Insomniac Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That game is really good. I've never had it, but whenever I was at friends' houses, I would just play it.
Yeah,
But it's really fun. I like it.
yeah, we're waiting to get a PS5 at some point so that we could play the second one.
Oh yes, the I saw the trailer. It looks fantastic.
Yeah, I can't wait.
I don't know how Venom will play in because you can use him as an ability. So
Interesting.
yeah, but my I really like the Superior Spider-Man. Do you know of him?
No, what's he? What's he?
So in the comics, about Amazing Spider-Man 700, I think, or 800. um, Basically, Doc Ock is dying after after how many times Spider-Man like kicked his ass,
Uh-huh.
and he basically uh swaps bodies with Peter Parker.
Oh.
So Peter Parker dies inside Doc Ock's like failing body, and Doc Ock basically takes full control of Peter's body and becomes a new Spider-Man.
Uh-huh.
But he's much more brutal
Yeah.
and like he doesn't care as much and he's just sort of more evil. But
Naturally.
a bit of Peter's conscience is still inside his brain, so Peter's always trying to sort of come back. But then Doc Ock actually fully wipes Peter from his brain, so Peter's like fully dead. And then
Oh.
later, when the Green Goblin attacks New York, he's like, "Gosh, I guess I'm not strong enough to defeat him. Oh, I guess Peter was the best Spider-Man all along." So he gives up Peter's body. And then Peter saves the town because Doc Ock has some good left in him,
Yeah, that's always
or
the
whatever.
thing. I guess
Yeah,
with Doc Ock.
because he falls for someone. He gets a new girlfriend or whatever.
Oh.
Kind of feel
Interesting.
bad for Mary Jane though,
Yeah, that
because it was in Peter's body.
yeah, that's a really weird, complicated situation.
Yeah, it is a
No,
really good comic though.
MJ, it wasn't me. I swear.
Yeah, yeah, it basically ruined his life, and base all the other comics after that is like him trying to uh like reconcile with everyone. Like
Yeah.
he's always got something happening where it's like, oh, you did this awful thing. He's like, no, it was actually Doc Ock in my body.
That's what they all say.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, if I had $1 for every time someone said that a supervillain was inside their body because they did something bad, I'd have $1 because of the story you just told me.
Fair. Yeah, I went all in on this cheese right here.
Is it a grilled cheese sandwich?
Yeah, it's because I'm too lazy to make a full toasty when I'm at home. I just put cheese or ham on it,
Uh
slap it in. So it's a very Caleb thing to have.
huh.
And yep, that's my web shading. I was very proud of it because when I was in the sketch phase, oh yeah, these are the onlookers. These are the Spider-Man internet fans.
Oh, it's a baby.
Yeah, he's like, it's Spider-Man. And I don't know who these people are.
I mean, I think you put it well. They're just Spider-Man fans. I mean, that's like an
That's what
accurate.
they all look like,
Yeah,
guys.
they
That's
all
what
look
the
like that.
Spider-Man fan base is. When I went to the cinema, they all look like that.
Yeah, it was true. I was there too.
Yep.
Yeah, they were all just like shapeless blobs. It was really weird. I'd never seen so many in one place.
Yep, they could barely speak. They were all pointing and screaming every time Spider-Man went on screen.
It was 2 hours and 20 minutes of that.
All right, well, that was my drawing.
And
We
that was
can,
mine
in
as well.
post-production, put the finished version up on screen.
Yes, I'll do that.
Yep, we can give it
Just
some nice, like, a pink hue over it, put some sparkles, give it a bit of presentation, as they say. But yeah, that's my Spider-Man.
cool. Well, I did have an
Video
idea.
ends there. Cool, just cuts off.
Cool, bye.